What if the United States of America remained neutral in World War II? Would Europe fall to Germans, Soviets, or would it still be liberated? All of those questions will be answered in this video. We all know that when Germany attacked Poland in year 1939, United States did not declare the war on Germany. They remained neutral, but supported the Western powers, because they were democratical as them. United States condemned the attack on Poland. After fall of France, United States had full diplomatic relations with Vichy France, which severed the relationship between United Kingdom and United States. But then, one of the happiest days in Winston Churchill's life came. United States were attacked by Japan. From this point, we know the story. The Germans capitulated, and Japanese then did the same thing. What if Japan did not attack Pearl Harbor, and the people of America would not want to go into war with Germans or Japanese? The beginning of the war would not change. France would still fall, etc. The United States would still support Britain and supply them, but they would not join them. German North African campaign would still continue, and mainly Operation Barbarossa would still continue. Things would not change much until the beginning of year 1942. We may expect stronger Germany, but they would still fail to take Moscow in the winter of 1941 or 1942. In the winter, the Germans would dig down and create trenches. They would wait until the spring would arrive, so they could begin a new offensive. The African campaign would continue in the winter. Germans might conquer more territory in Africa, but they would still get stuck in the summer of the next year. Germans would manage to conquer Stalingrad and occupy most of Caucasus, but the Soviets would most probably dig down around the oil fields of Baku and defend them, so they don't fall into the Germans' hands. But the Germans would still start losing. Soviets would probably start counter-offensive, where they would clear the Caucasus, but the Germans would not be encircled there. So they would be stronger. Because of this loss, Germans would begin to send divisions from Africa and from West, so the British and the Free French would most probably begin to liberate Africa, that they could begin to slowly try to land and conquer Sardinia, Corsica, Sicily, but mainly they would land in Greece and the Greek islands, so we could see Churchill's plan to invade Balkan Peninsula and join forces with the Soviets to come through. This would lead the Balkan Peninsula to be more free after the war. The war would end by defeating Germany, with French rebelling. Germans might surrender later, maybe towards the end of the year 1945 or even in year 1946. I believe that Americans would then start to tell themselves how big idiots they were by not joining the war, and Cold War would still begin, but the borders would be radically changed. Denmark would be communist, Germany would be divided into North and South, Austria would most probably still be independent, but neutral. The biggest change would be in Balkan Peninsula, where we might see free Greece, with it expanding into south of Albania, Bulgaria, Yugoslavia. Romania and Hungary would fall under the Soviet control and became their puppet. America would then engage more in the war. I might see that they would acknowledge their mistake by not joining the war and try to swiftly attack Japan when they are still in war with Britain, maybe saving it from communism. Cold War would then begin. I believe that the United States would begin engaging and not be isolationist again. The first proxy wars of this alternated Cold War would start. China would fall to communists. Vietnam would get independent from France, etc. Korean War would not happen, because Korea would be unified under communism. The Vietnam War would probably still happen, but I can't predict any crisis which might happen, like Cuban Missile Crisis, etc. But the truth is that the Soviet economy would still begin to fall and collapse, and together with it, the entire Eastern Bloc as well. Germany would reunify, but the sides would be much more equivalent than in our reality. Soviet Union would collapse, and the entirety of Eastern Bloc would accept capitalism. Western Europe would be more unified, with stronger European Union, where would new states from East slowly go. Europe would be more unified. This is all. If you like this video, you can give like, subscribe, and join my Discord server. Link is in description. Salvete.